Antonio Borja Sánchez. Welcome to Sabio Nacional Cultural de Mayor Institute. Okay? Now, student, this is Unit 2, right? What session? Number 4. Okay, session number 4. Oh, student, past and now. We refer what? Remember, past and now, when we are talking about past and now, we refer present perfect. Okay, do you remember the student last session? Right? Last class? I was talking about what? Present perfect. Okay? Today, we are going to make sentences, activity. Yes, continue with present perfect. Okay? Affirmative, negative, and interrogative verb. Present perfect, it's common to use this expression. Yes? Just, yet, and already. And also, do you remember last class we did about comparative and superlative? Okay, now we continue with this topic, right? Okay, present perfect tense. Remember, we have affirmative, interrogative, and negative. We have student example, and also the verb we use have or has and past participle. No simple but, the verb in past participle. Okay? Affirmative. I have seen the film before. She has seen the film before. I have. Remember, I used to have for I, you, we, you, they. Again, third person, we use he, she, it. Use for, okay, for he, she, it, I use has. For I, you, we, they, I use have. Okay? They have. She has seen the film before. She has seen the film before. Then we have interrogative. Interrogative is, have you seen the film before? Have you seen the film before? Then you have, has she seen the film before? Has she seen the film before? Okay, so the interrogative form, also here you're going to answer as a what? Short answer. Short answer, right? Then you're going to see. Negative form. They haven't seen the film before. He hasn't seen the film before, right? Let's check. Affirmative sentences. You have, I have worked here since 2007 or 2007. Okay? Then, you have worked there since last January. Remember, student, okay? Since, this day, right? Since this day. He has worked in the bank for 3 years. Duration of the time, I use for 3 years. Alexandra has worked as a secretary since she came from Argentina. From Argentina. Yes? Okay, Alexandra, you use it since, right? Since. Then, the building has been polluted down. The building has been polluted down. Okay, the building has been polluted down. Then you have negative sentences and questions. Okay, then you have Luis has not lived in the city. La hasn't finished her career. The boys have not played soccer in the stadium. I haven't seen her since I left school. Student, check please contractions. I have, I use I've. Have not, I use haven't. She has, she's. She has, she's. Has not, hasn't. Okay, hasn't. And then questions and short answers. Okay? Have you gone to the beach in winter? Students, have you gone to the beach in winter? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Have you cleaned your tooth? Yeah. Have you cleaned your tooth? No, we haven't. What has Hoover bought? What has Hoover bought? He has bought a new house. He has bought a new house, right? questions. Okay? Then you have answer these questions about yourself. Use since or for. Okay? You have to use since or for in your answer. For example, number 1, how long have you known your teacher? How long have you known your teacher? Here is, I have known my teacher for 1 year, for example, for 1 year. You use here for the duration of the time. But if you use here in these questions, in the answer, you can use since, but different. How? For example, I have known my teacher since last year. Okay, since last year. Then, number 2, how long have you had this book? How long have you had this book? Okay? Your answer is, for example, I have had my book for 1 year. For 1 year. For, or maybe for 3 years. For 4 years. The duration of the time. Yes? Number 3. How long have you worked in a bank? How long have you worked in a bank? For example, you can say, I have worked in a bank since maybe since 2019. Since 2019. Okay? If you use for 2 years. If you use for 2 years. Okay? Since 2019, since, but if you use for 2 years. Okay? Number 4. How long have you lived? Have you lived at your present address? How long have you lived at your present address? Maybe your answer is, I have lived in my present address. In my present? Oh, in my present address since I was born. Since I was born. No? Since I was born. In my present address is, until today I am living there. Yes? Since I was born. Number 5. How long have you started studying English? How long have you started studying English? Yes? For example, your answer is, I have started English for 3 years. I have started English, yes, for 3 years. And you say the quantity of time for 3 years, 4 years, yeah? Okay? 4 is the duration of the time. Then, how long have you been in Arequipa? How long have you been in Arequipa? I have been in Arequipa for what? For 4 months. For 4 months. For 4 months. But since, yes, I use since January. Yes, since January. Okay? Okay, see the use of since and for. It's important you see that you have to practice the use of since and for. Then, student, here it's important you have to know these expressions in present perfect. Yes, you can use the present perfect. You can use the present perfect with the following participle. Okay, with the following particles. That's important. Here, and you have just, already, and yet. Just, already, and yet. Yes, just. That means a short time ago. A short time ago. Hace un tiempo cortito atrás. Hace un tiempo cortito. Como hace unos instantes, más o menos, in Spanish. To say something that has happened a short time ago. Yes? For example, Dr. Kai has just arrived at the hospital. Dr. Kai has just arrived at the hospital. Just means a short time ago. A short time ago. Hace un ratito. That means, for example, acaba de llegar. Hace un ratito. Acaba de llegar en el hospital. Has just arrived in the hospital. Already. To say something has happened sooner than expected. To say something has happened sooner than expected. ¿No? Algo que ha sucedido más pronto de lo esperado. Como decir, lo más pronto de lo esperado ha sucedido. In Spanish, if you check in your dictionary, already means ya. Ya. The second year resident has already finished her presentations. The second year resident has already finished her presentations. Okay? Then, the use of yet. In these situations, we use yet to show that the speaker is expecting something to happen, but only in questions and negative senses. Yet, student, that means in this situation, we use yet to show what? To show that the speaker is expecting something to happen. Está esperando algo que suceda. Yet. Aún, dice. Yet in Spanish means aún. And also yet you use for questions and negative senses. For questions and negative senses. Okay? Example, please. Have you had lunch yet? Have you had lunch yet? Yes, that's a question. Another example. Dr. Nan, okay, has not arrived yet. Dr. Nan has not arrived yet. Arrived yet. Has not arrived yet. Has not arrived yet. We can also use yet with a simple past. Dr. Nan did not arrive yet. Remember, the student yet is for negative senses. Okay, and also for questions. Then student practice. Here, practice. You have 6 exercises here in this part. She already to meet all her neighbors in a week. Student. Here you have it's a scramble, you have to put in order, but present perfect. Remember, in present perfect you have to change the verb in past participle. Okay? Then you have already. What is the position of already? Already, the position of already is between the auxiliary have or has, and continue already, and the verb with the past participle. How? For example, she has already met all her neighbors in a week. Again, she has already met all her neighbors in a week. Did you understand? Did you notice the position? She has already met. Met is the past participle of meet. She has already met all her neighbors in a week. Number 2. The postman not arrived yet. And you say, the postman is negative, hasn't arrived yet. The postman hasn't arrived yet. Okay? Yet. It's negative sentences. Right? 3. What about number 3? That's a question. How can you go question the position? Have you? It's necessary here. You need to add something here. Your auxiliary. Have you had breakfast yet? Have you had breakfast yet? Okay? Remember, had is the past participle of have. Have you had breakfast yet? Number 4. Yes, number 4. And you have my son go already to bed. Have a position. Remember? My son has already gone to bed. My son has already gone to bed. The past participle of go is gone. Gone. My son has already gone to bed. Okay? This is number 4. And what about number 5? You have, do not be bored yet at your job. Okay? And you have, here you have, negative. You haven't been bored. You haven't been bored at your job yet. You haven't been bored at your job yet. You haven't been, student, been. The past participle of be, been. You haven't been bored at your job yet. Okay? Number 6. I haven't been at your new house yet. I haven't been at your new house yet. Okay, this is for negative. Yet. Aún, no? Okay, it's important that you have to practice the position and also practice with a struggle and also the past participle, and don't forget with auxiliary has and have in present perfect. Then, student, comparative and superlative adjective. Do you remember the last class? Comparative and superlative adjective. When we use comparative? When you compare people, things, animals. Yes, people, things, animals. We use a comparative. Claudia is older than Paul. Remember, student, in comparative, you have to use than. Okay? Claudia is older than Paul. What about the next one? To describe the extreme quality of one thing in a group of things, we use a superlative. Superlative? Yes, what about superlative? You compare not to thing, not to animal, not to people. You compare in groups. In groups. Okay? Let's say, Claudia is the oldest. Oh, Claudia is the oldest from the class. Oh my God. Claudia is the oldest from the class. To express the highest degree of equality. Yes. The superlative express the highest degrees of equality. Okay? Remember, children? It's not difficult. Yes. Oldest. Yes. Superlative. The oldest. The oldest and the oldest. Here, fill the correct form of the words in the bracket, comparative or superlative, okay? And you have from 1 to 9. My house is, okay, bigger than yours. My house is bigger than yours. Number 2, this flower is, remember, student, beautiful. We use, it's a comparative, is more beautiful than that one. Okay? More beautiful. Number 3, and you have the adjective, interesting. Oh, interesting. This is the interesting, yes? Oh, this is a superlative. Okay. This is the interesting, or you need something more here. This is the most interesting. This is the most interesting. Okay? This is the most interesting book I have ever read. Okay? Number 4. Non-smokers usually live long than smokers. Non-smokers usually live longer than smokers. Longer than smokers. Number 5. Which is the, it's a question. Which is the superlative or comparative, students? And you have that. Which is the most dangerous? Which is the most dangerous animal in the world? Which is the most dangerous animal in the world? 6. It's strange, but often uncommon. It's a comparative student, expensive. Is more expensive than a beer. It's more expensive than a beer. Number 7. Who is the comparative or superlative? Okay, only one syllable is richer, right? Who is the richer or richest? It's comparative or superlative? One syllable. Superlative, okay? Who is the richest? The richest. Who is the richest? Superlative. Who is the richest woman on earth? Superlative. You compare in group. 8. The weather this summer is even. Student, do you remember the comparative bad? Worse. Comparative. It's even worse than the last summer. Even worse than the last summer. It's irregular adjective. Okay? Comparative. And obviously you have to check again the chart. Comparative, superlative. Number 9. He was clever. Oh, student, here says that's clever. You have to add something here. It's a superlative. He was the most clever thief. Oh, he was the most clever thief of all. He was the most clever thief of all. Thief of all. Student, that's okay. You have to practice to check, especially if you don't understand. Maybe you can see so difficult. It's not difficult, it's easy. Comparative and superlative. You have to check again the chart of comparative and superlative and also with the sentences. Okay? It's important for you. You have to check again. Yes? Okay, student. Thank you so much. I think you have learned this grammar, yes? Especially present perfect, comparative, verb, and also student, you have to practice in sentences. You have to memorize the list of the verb, okay? Especially past participle from this grammar. Bye-bye, student. See you next class. Take care.